If you're the type who feels a profound relief when you get home, who prefers to cancel appointments to stay in your own space, and who recharges your energy better alone than with company, you may have noticed that people don't quite understand your way of being. Some even find it strange. But the truth is that this behavior reveals emotional superpowers that most people don't even imagine exist. In TVD, we'll explore 10 bodily and mental signs that show how the mind of someone who loves staying home works. And no, this isn't a diagnosis of anything. It's just a way to better understand how your body and mind organize themselves to deal with the world. Perhaps you'll discover that what has always been called antisocial is, in fact, a rare ability to connect with oneself. If any part of this behavior seems familiar to you, share it in the comments. This is a quiet space to recognize yourself and better understand your own superpowers. The way your body relaxes your shoulders when you close the front door. You may never have noticed, but there's a precise moment when your entire body changes state. It's when you close the front door and hear that click of the lock. In that second, your shoulders slump, your chest opens, and something inside you simply switches off defense mode. This relaxation is neither laziness nor escapism. It's the body recognizing that it has arrived in safe territory, where it no longer needs to interpret glances, control its tone of voice, or measure every gesture. Your nervous system understands that no one will judge you, demand anything from you, or misinterpret you. People who love staying at home have a very heightened bodily sensitivity. They feel the difference between being outside and being inside in an almost physical way. And this reveals a superpower, the ability to perceive when the environment is safe or not, just by the way their own body reacts. How your brain switches off alert mode as soon as it recognizes its own couch. There's a type of tiredness that doesn't come from the body, but from attention. It's the kind of tiredness that comes from spending hours paying attention to everything, what to say, how to act, who's watching. And when you finally sit down on your couch, in your own space, something in your brain simply switches off that radar. It's not that you're avoiding people. It's that your brain works in a way that requires breaks between social stimuli. Every conversation, every new environment, every interaction demands that you process a lot of information at the same time. And your couch at home is the place where that processing can finally stop. Those have adept, no quantity. They prefer to experience a few things intensely rather than many things at once. And that's not weakness. It's a rare type of sensitivity that allows you to better understand what really matters. Because you can hear your own thoughts without background noise. The automatic way you breathe deeper in your room. Perhaps you've never noticed this, but when you enter your room, your breathing changes. It becomes slower, deeper, as if your body is finally allowed to truly breathe. Outside, your breathing is shorter, more controlled, almost as if you're holding something back the whole time. This happens because the body retains a memory of where it can relax. Your bedroom isn't just a physical place. It's an emotional space where you don't need to pretend, you don't need to perform, you don't need to be anything other than yourself. And the body knows this even before the mind realizes it. People who prefer to stay at home have this strong connection between their environment and their breathing. They feel in their bodies when a place is safe or when they need to be alert. And this superpower of reading environments through one's own. Breathing is a form of self-care that many people don't even know exists. If you've noticed this way of reacting in yourself or someone close to you, right, this sounds like me. This helps this video reach more people who think and feel similarly. The superpower of recharging social energy without needing anyone around. Some people recharge their energy by talking, going out, being around people, but you don't function that way. You need the opposite. Yunus, Shozen solitude whole again. And that doesn't mean you don't like people. It means you process the world differently. Every social interaction expends a specific amount of energy on you. It's not physical fatigue, it's emotional. It's as if each conversation leaves an internal mark that needs to be digested later, in silence. And when you're at home, alone, your body can finally process everything it absorbed outside. This is a rare superpower, the ability to be self-sufficient. You don't depend on constant external validation to feel good. You find balance within yourself, at your own pace, in your own space. And that gives you an emotional independence that many people spend their entire lives trying to build. How your body learned to transform silence into mental fuel. While many people fear silence and need to fill every second with sound, conversation, or distraction, you've discovered something different. You've learned that silence isn't empty. Itegat is full of thoughts, ideas, and connections that only emerge when there's no noise competing for your attention. Your body has become accustomed to using silence as a tool. When you are quiet, alone, without external stimuli, something inside you begins to function better. Ideas become clearer, emotions make more sense, and you are able to understand things about yourself that would go unnoticed amidst the noise. People who love staying home have developed this ability to transform solitude into mental clarity. They don't run away from the world. They prepare for it. And this superpower of using silence as fuel is what allows you to make more conscious decisions, more aligned with who you really are. The rare ability to hear one's own thoughts without external noise. Most people live on autopilot. They react, respond, go with the flow, but rarely stop to listen to what's going on inside them. You don't. You need this time at home precisely to be able to listen to your own thoughts, without interference, without rushing, without anyone demanding your attention. This habit of withdrawing isn't isolation. It's a kind of internal conversation that you've learned to value. When you're alone, you can perceive what you truly feel, what you truly think, without the immediate influence of external opinions. And that gives you a huge advantage. You truly know yourself. Those who possess this superpower are able to make more honest decisions because they aren't simply repeating what others expect. You filter the world through your own perception, and this makes you more authentic, more whole, more aware of who you are and what you want. The way you process other people's emotions improves after being alone. Perhaps you've noticed that. Right after an intense conversation or a busy day, you can't process everything right away. You need to go home, spend some time alone, and only then do things start to make sense. It's as if you absorb other people's emotions and need time to separate what's yours from what's theirs. This happens because you have a very heightened emotional sensitivity. You pick up on nuances, subtext, tensions that other people don't even notice. But all this perception needs a safe space to be organized, and that space is your home, your room, your quiet corner. This superpower of processing emotions deeply transforms you into someone who understands people in a unique way. You don't judge quickly. You don't jump to conclusions. You digest, reflect, and only then form an opinion. And this gives you true empathy, not automatic, but built with care and attention. How your mind creates clearer ideas when it's in its safe space. Have you ever noticed that your best ideas don't appear in the midst of the hustle and bustle? They come when you're at home, alone, doing something simple like taking a shower, tidying your room, or just lying down staring at the ceiling. It's in those moments that your mind finally has space to create, to connect things that seemed unrelated. This happens because creativity and mental clarity require inner silence. When you are surrounded by stimuli, your brain is busy reacting, responding, adapting. But when you are in your own space, it can finally work freely, without pressure, without interruptions. People who love staying at home have this superpower of generating profound insights precisely because they give their minds space to wander. They don't need to be constantly producing, constantly busy. They understand that the best thoughts are born in emptiness, in idle time, in chosen silence. And this makes them natural thinkers, attentive observers of their own lives. If this explanation has made things clearer about your personality, please comment. Now I understand better. Your participation strengthens this self-awareness community. The protection your body has built against exhaustion from external stimuli. There's a type of tiredness that doesn't appear in the body, but in the mind. It's that exhaustion from being exposed to too many sounds, too many voices, too many demands at the same time, and your body has learned to protect itself from that. It has created an alert system that tells you when it's time to go home, to retreat, to disconnect from the outside world. This protective mechanism is not weakness, it's emotional intelligence. You know that if you keep forcing it, if you keep ignoring your body's signals, you'll reach a point of exhaustion that takes much longer to recover from. So you choose to withdraw sooner at the right time, when there's still time to take care of yourself. Those who possess the superpower of recognizing their own limits are able to live more sustainably. You don't burn yourself out trying to keep up with everyone else's pace. You respect your own time, your own way of functioning, and this gives you an emotional longevity that many people lose by not knowing when to stop. The invisible superpower of knowing oneself through voluntary introspection. Most people spend their entire lives defining themselves through others. What else out them? But know you. You've discovered that you can only truly know yourself when you're alone, away from social roles, away from expectations, away from the noise that tells you who you should be. This voluntary retreat is not an escape, it's an encounter with the most honest version of yourself, the one that doesn't need to please, doesn't need to perform, doesn't need to prove anything. And it's in this safe space, within your own home, that you build a true relationship with yourself. People who love staying at home have this rare superpower of profound self-awareness. They don't depend on others to mirror who they are. They look inward, listen to their own bodies, and respect their own limits. And this makes them more whole, more conscious, and more aligned with their own truth. It's not loneliness. It's freedom. If you've made it this far and recognized at least some of these signs in yourself, know that there's nothing wrong with who you are. Loving staying home, needing alone time, recharging your energy in silence, all of this is not escapism. It's not laziness. It's not fear of the world. It's simply how your body and mind have learned to function best. While many people call you antisocial, withdrawn, or strange, the truth is that you've developed emotional superpowers that most people don't even imagine exist. You know your limits, respect your own pace, process the world deeply, and build an honest relationship with yourself. And that, in the end, is one of the rarest and most valuable things anyone can have. So, the next time someone doesn't understand why you prefer to stay home, remember, you're not losing anything. You're gaining clarity, balance, and self-knowledge, and that's worth far more than any external approval. Have you ever noticed this type of behavior in yourself or someone you care about? Share your experience in the comments. Sometimes, just reading similar stories makes us feel much less alone. If you enjoy content that reveals the hidden superpowers in your personality, subscribe to the channel. Here, we look at common daily habits with a calmer, deeper, and more human perspective.